I never thought a simple maple tree could spark a neighborhood war, but here I am, still reeling from the chaos. My name's Ethan Carter, a 45-year-old retired cybersecurity expert who spent 2 decades with the CIA, hunting digital ghosts and thwarting global hackers. After the stress wore me down, I traded high-stakes missions for a quiet consulting gig in Willow Creek, a serene suburb in Colorado. It was October 2024, and I'd settled into a cozy office shaded by a towering maple, planted long before the neighborhood's HOA was even a thought. I figured my biggest worry would be choosing between dark roast or decaf. Then I met Susan Hayes, the HOA president who turned my peaceful retreat into a battlefield. It started on a crisp fall morning. I was watering my maple, jazz humming softly, coffee brewing inside. The tree's golden leaves glowed in the sunlight, and I was finally feeling at home. Then my phone rang, and Susan's voice cut through like a chainsaw. "Mr. Carter, your tree's branches extend 2.5 inches over the property line. You have until noon to cut it down, or you'll face a $6,000 fine." I stayed calm, drawing on years of de-escalation training. MS. "Hayes, that tree's been here since the 50s. It predates your HOA rules." Silence. Then she snapped, "Rules are rules. Comply or else." She hung up, and I thought it was a bad joke until she called again, her tone venomous. Nobody ignores Susan Hayes. When I mentioned I was prepping for a federal call, she lost it. "What kind of federal work? Where are you hiding?" I hung up, assuming she'd cool off. 15 minutes later, she called again, screaming, "I'm coming over now." I should have known this wasn't just about a tree. Unbeknownst to me, Susan, a former school administrator fired for her iron-fisted ways, was unraveling. Divorced and clinging to her HOA throne, she saw my tree as a personal affront. As I joined a Zoom with my old CIA team, discussing a new contract on foreign cyber attacks, Susan was storming her closet for her late father's hunting rifle. She drove to my office, muttering about teaching me a lesson. I was deep in my briefing when security buzzed. "Mr. Carter, an agitated woman with a big bag, is demanding access. She's unstable." Thinking it was just Susan ranting about the tree, I said, "I'll handle it." Mistake. She'd hidden the rifle in her bag and was charging up the stairs. As I discussed national security with my team led by my former partner, Rachel Torres, sharp as a tack there was a pounding at my door. "Ethan Carter, open this door." I cracked it open, and Susan shoved through, screaming, "You will not dismiss me." Then she pulled the rifle from her bag, holding it up. "What are you hiding?" My heart raced. I'd faced terrorists, but this unhinged HOA tyrant was something else. My camera caught everything, and Rachel shouted, "Ethan, are you under attack?" The team scrambled, yelling about tactical support. That's when it hit me. Susan had just handed me a golden opportunity. "Agent Torres, record this," I said loudly. "Ma'am, threatening a federal contractor during a security briefing is a federal offense." Susan's confidence faltered. She overheard federal contractor and national security, her paranoia kicking into overdrive. Was I a spy? A secret agent? She backed off, muttering, but I wasn't done. I leaned into her delusions, speaking loudly about Project Sentinel, a fake program I made up on the spot. "The subject knows about our operation," I said, watching Rachel stifle a laugh. Susan, eavesdropping, recorded every word, convinced she'd uncovered a conspiracy. I left fake documents labeled Sentinel Priority and Hostile Intent Assumed, where she could snap photos through my window. She took the bait, whispering they're targeting me. Susan spiraled, turning her basement into a conspiracy war room. Maps, my classified papers, red string everywhere. She called neighbors, declaring, "We're being spied on." Some bought at the retiree down the street, the dad with teens. She posted online, "Willow Creek infiltrated." Then she called 911, claiming I was a dangerous operative. Cops showed up mid-call with Rachel, and I calmly showed my CIA credentials while Susan waved my fake documents, ranting about spies. The officers, used to spotting lunatics, noted her rifle wasn't loaded, and let her off with a warning. I didn't press charges yet. Instead, I fed her more bait, mentioning Russian agents and assassination plots near open windows. Her claims grew wilder, alienating even her supporters. The climax came in an emergency HOA meeting in November. Susan, in a power suit, presented her evidence to a packed crowd, showing blurry photos and my recordings. She pointed at me. "There's our spy." I strolled in late, coffee in hand, and took the stage with a folder. "Susan's right there's a government operation," I began. She beamed, thinking she'd won. Then I flipped the script. "Susan's the subject of a psychological study on authority-obsessed individuals." Gasps. I showed her unhinged calls, security footage of her with the rifle, her paranoid posts. The crowd heard my real CIA comm asking for de-escalation advice. No conspiracy. Susan screamed, "He's lying," but the evidence was ironclad. Her credibility shattered as neighbors turned on her, humiliated. The fallout was epic. A teen live-streamed the meeting, and Signal Karen went viral, racking up 3 million views. Susan, desperate, filed an FBI complaint, accusing me of illegal experiments. Rachel and another agent visited her, badges gleaming. "Mrs. Hayes, Project Sentinel is real, and Ethan's a consultant. You threatened him and filed false reports, serious crimes." Susan's meltdown, caught on video, was her final undoing. "I just wanted respect," she sobbed. She got a federal warning, I won a harassment lawsuit, and she sold her house, moving away in disgrace. My maple still stands, now part of a community garden. My consulting business, Carter Safety Solutions, is booming, and Willow Creek's new HOA president is a gem. Sometimes, the real threat isn't the quiet guy with the trites, the loud one craving control. What's Susan's next move? Will she plot revenge or fade away? Did I go too far, or was this justice? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button, and subscribe for more wild tales.